Hi, thanks for being here. Jill Amy Sager here, um, just with another musing about what's going on, with a message from me and a message from guidance that always helps me. Maybe it'll help you too. I want to talk about balance today. A friend and I were talking on the phone the other day about balance. She said the word balance, and it got me thinking about that space where we are at ease. That's how guidance sees our balance, our middle, the way that we get through life. Kind of just with the ease. There are no highs, there are no lows. But something my friend said about this is a time when we're kind of, at a low point. And I started to think about that a little bit, and I started to think about how that feels true in so many ways. I mean, there's hope, and there's plenty of positive things still going on in the world, but in general, this definitely feels like a low, a high end low or a low end low right now. And like the tower in Tarot, for those of you who know what the tower is, that kind of unexpected place where we're challenged beyond measure. I'm not talking about picking out a nail color for a manicure. I'm talking about big challenges, and usually unexpected. And what we're up against right now is a tower, and that is a low point. And I thought about how even in Tarot, after the tower is the sun, the stars, the moon, and that really, it's life affirming. Those cards. That's what the resurrection. That's what comes after such hard times. It's that whole idea about the lotus out of the mud, and so the gifts are given when we get through these periods. I think we all know that, and so I'm counting on that. But what I thought about balance, because that's kind of low, and then that's kind of high. Temperance actually comes in there too, which is the balance place. And I started to think about something I learned recently, actually something new I learned recently about tarot, which is that when you look at the minor cards and you set them up in threes, you see that there are challenges and things that the first two cards, something happens, challenge. And then the third card is definitely that place where things come back into balance. And I believe that even politically, no matter what you think about this time in terms of who you voted for, the truth is, when we had Obama as president, there was kind of this understanding idea of things being somewhat good, if you look at it that way. I remember, Michelle Obama would say things like, "When they go low, we go high," and that's an incredible ideal. And many of us can do that. I don't know if I can, but many people can do that. But it's a really lofty idea to be that good. And now we're having, no matter what you think about our current administration, the truth is there have been some misses with the coronavirus, which is definitely been shown. And not only have there been misses, but I was reading something the other day where both Mitch McConnell and Nancy Pelosi, these people on two opposite sides of the aisle, decided not to have advanced testing for Congress for COVID-19. And their attitude was, we don't want to take that privilege from people who really need it. And so we don't want to take those resources, and we want to give it back to the community. So we're not going to do it. We're not going to set any precedent here and do that. And I want to say that our president's reaction to that was negative. Actually, it was a negative comment about the Democrats and a negative comment about Nancy Pelosi, and I couldn't even understand how that negativity could come up. And that's what I mean about this disparity. High good. I'm not saying that's right. I'm not saying that what Michelle Obama said in terms of we go high when they go low. I mean, I'm talking of just about a lofty ideal of good. And then we're sitting in situations right now where, quite frankly, I think when you don't support people who are like Mitch McConnell and Nancy Pelosi, who are saying, hey, we want to give these resources to first responders, when you don't support that, that to me sounds bad. It's pretty low. And so I'm just hoping that just like tarot and like the things that I have understood through my own spirituality and through those that I work with, clients I work with, and I've seen this, that at some point here we will get through this, these highs and lows, and come back into balance where there is ease and where there is a more accepting place and not all of this fraction which has been created over the last 6, 8 years. Politically, I'm talking about. But more now, what's more important is, and I'm just saying that because what happens politically in this country affects all of us. It's like money affects all of us. And I mean, education affects all of us. These are things that affect our lives as a whole. And so they do have to be paid attention to, I think. But individually, we have ways to get through. And I want to tell you what guidance said to me about balance. This is up on my website if you want to go there to read it for yourself. And here's what they had to say about balance. Balance is not about ignoring the extremes, but allowing these extremes to inform how you relate to them. One can side with good or evil. In this, humans will oppose each other. Balance is about coming back to middle ground, and one does this when one realizes how extremes pull you apart. In nature, as is true in you, both good and evil exist. Allow for your true self, but realize that harmony with self and others is what balance offers. So we ask you to find middle ground by embracing your extremes. For when you do, you will feel this tension, like that of a rubber band stretched to its limits, and feeling this tension will bring you back to harmony. Bring deeply in this middle path. It's where your ease resides. And that's a message to us individually. The world's going to do what it does. There are a lot of things going on right now, but individually, perhaps we can affect some ease, some of the ease we're looking for in politics, in how people are, not getting along, et cetera, et cetera. You know what I'm talking about. If we can find the ease within ourselves and find that middle ground, as guidance suggests, not by judging our highs and lows, but by realizing that they both offer something. And if we really feel those lows and feel those highs, those are tension points. And eventually, just through that awareness, we'll want to get back to middle ground. Have a great rest of your day. Thanks for stopping by. Feel free to subscribe. Do whatever you do on YouTube. You can check out my website too. Do that also if you're inclined. And thanks for stopping here.